As we've been reporting here literally for years, the education crisis in this country is still worsening. The number of high school dropouts has reached a staggering rate. Lawmakers are struggling to find new ways to find some solution. Lisa Sylvester has our report.
Life for New Yorker Michael Parker hasn't always been easy. He dropped out of high school in Harlem when he was in 10th grade.
I dropped out of high school when I was 17 years old because my mom was she was addicted to crack cocaine, amongst other things. And my grandmother was raising me and my brother. So I really needed to spend more time at home to make sure that my brother wasn't in danger and to really help my grandmother out with the family bills.
Family circumstances, poverty, apathy, lack of motivation are all contributing factors to the nation's dropout rate. 3 out of 10 students don't graduate on time, many of them attending so-called dropout factories. These are high schools where half of the student population ends up dropping out. According to researchers at Johns Hopkins University, there are some 2,000 dropout factories in the nation. But some school administrators are trying to turn things around.
As educators, our job is to educate young people as citizens who are productive participants in our economy. We are not even close. Our house truly is on fire.
According to testimony at a House hearing, the problem is especially prevalent in minority communities. Only 55% of black students graduate on time, 52% of Hispanics, and 78% of white students. That's a drag on U.S. competitiveness. The Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development ranks the United States 18th in reading and 28th in math in international education rankings.
For a young person, dropping out is $1 million mistake. For our country, cutting in half the dropout rate would contribute over $45 billion to our economy. Mr. Chairman, the best stimulus package is a diploma.
Michael Parker, once a dropout, went on to earn his GED. He now counsels students to stay in school and earn that diploma and says it feels good to give back. The panel of educators and researchers say one of the key solutions is to focus on those 2,000 dropout factories. They make up about 12% of all of the U.S. high schools, but they produce close to half of all the high school dropouts. Now, there is a bill, the Graduation Promise Act, that provides grant money to these schools and their feeder middle schools that if educators can identify the students early on enough, that they can try to keep them on track. Lou?
It's simply inexcusable that this country has tolerated what we've been reporting here now, Lisa, as you know very well, since you've been doing much of that reporting for years now. The fact that just about half of Hispanic students, just about half of black students in this country are dropping out of high school, and yet this nation continues to tolerate administrators and teachers who cannot bring to bear the skill and the resources to improve those public schools, our communities, our city governments, and school boards seemingly helpless in those areas to do something against the backdrop of what is outright a national emergency.
Yeah, Lou, and this is something that we see again and again, year after year after year, that for minority students, it's a 50-50 proposition whether they are not, or whether they're going to be able to graduate from high school. And that has repercussions on our economy, on what it means in terms of competitiveness when we talk about globalization. So this really is a problem that we have to get a fix on.
All right. Thank you very much, Lisa. Lisa Sylvester from Washington. The high school dropout rate has, of course, enormous implications for our economy, but most certainly for the students themselves. According to the Committee on Education and Labor, a high school dropout's lifetime earnings potentially are $260,000 less than someone who graduates high school, and $1 million less than a college graduate. Some of the other stories we're following here tonight: astronauts aboard the shuttle Atlantis have discovered troubling new damage to several thermal tiles. That damage could be caused by debris shed by the fuel tank. That debris loosened almost 2 minutes after liftoff, which struck the right side of the shuttle. NASA right now says it doesn't believe this damage is serious, but is certainly performing far more analysis to know exactly what is going on.